What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sideline the Baseline with Klew and MB. Listen here, man. I tell y'all what, we are excited today because we family and we bringing on more family.
More family, no better. More family,
you see him at the bottom of the screen, man. He might be at the bottom of the screen, but he on top of your heart, baby.
That's right. That's right. Where did y'all get a load of me?
Hey, what's going on, baby?
Hey, man, I see y'all talk a lot of trash, and I'm not gonna let y'all down. I'm gonna jump in there and have some fun, some trash talking. That's what we do in family. We talk trash.
Look, it might get a little testy around here. Hope you ain't sensitive now.
Well,
I like
country boys, man. We got to be careful with y'all because you know how y'all move. Y'all move slow, but y'all mind is working pretty fast.
He's still born.
So he learned that early.
I learned. Yeah.
He was throwing up the dub. Then he went up north. He done been everywhere. Then he used to take trips down south to MB them, man. So he know what we about down there. He say, boy, them boys running down there. Hey, I can't catch nobody when we play tag.
He played with the Florida boys too, huh?
Yeah.
They don't know how we get, them wiggles. You know what I mean? They do this.
It's from shaking the mosquitoes, man. All the mosquitoes down there. You gotta have some wiggles. Alligators, man. You gotta be real swift down there.
No. You know what it is? It's from all those whoopings we used to get, man. We had to go and take out and run. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Hey, we get whoopings, man. We had to take out, man. I hit that door in a minute. My mama told me, boy, don't get that switch. I'm out. Yeah, I'm in that door. I'm Houdini trying to disappear, man.
Boy,
hey guys,
we all got it.
This is my big cousin right here, man. D, man, from grew up in New York, then moved out west side to California. Yeah. All right, he's a teacher, man. D, tell him a little bit about what you got going on, man. Tell him a little bit about yourself, big cuz.
Oh man, I'm a teacher. I'm an educator. I'm a learner. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I'm a son. I'm just here doing my thing. That's what I do.
Hey man, he's sounding way too serious, making me feel like I ain't nobody. You know what I mean? One of the peers, brothers, get on that look, man. You know what I mean? It's just about, doing the right thing. You ain't going for that. Let me tell you what, we just had an awesome show this Friday. And I don't know if you would have been able to handle it because it was Clown City. Hey, listen, that was my kind of crowd. I could jump in easily with that. MB and I was talking about the show early on, and I'm like, and MB like, I say, MB, what, role wise, what you want me to do? And he say, man, so when they going through, do you? And I say, and they started opening up. I say, man, I really need to hush up before I take over this show. All the clowning that was going on, man. You had guys calling people creatures and then remote. They kind of look like them a little bit too.
Oh man. Right. I'm making it real personal then.
Oh man, I wouldn't go that far.
Hey, you know what? You gotta laugh. It's all in good fun. Right. And if you can't handle it, you just gotta, be someplace else and hit the mute button. It's not personal, it's just fun, right?
Right.
Caleb, we should have put on the bottom line. The comments or the guests are not necessarily the baseline.
Absolutely. Right? Disclaimer.
Huh? Right, we had to put on disclaimer. Hey, they was going after each other juggler. But that's the thing, man, when I talk about, and it's consistent, pretty much every team you go with, like my cousin D, he played at Fresno State. I guarantee that O-line, man, is consistently one of the closest units on the team, on every football team. And those guys, man, it was just brotherly love. It's like, how like you in elementary and you like somebody, or a girl like you, she punch you. Well, if they like you, they talk about you. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And they was coming at them, man, just talking about each other. But it's just nothing but love. And the thing I like, man, Coach Arthur Francis Joseph Kehoe the third. He's the ringleader, man. He's right in there with them, Klew. I mean, he's right in the heartbeat. Right now, he was on good behavior because he was soaking it in. But when you go through if you sit in their meetings or their stretch line, he's going right back at him. And I love it, man. I love it.
Now, what was hilarious to me about this, right, and touching at the same time. So we sitting back, we listening to everybody. And at the end of the, listen, Dave, when I tell you they going in on this guy, like by the middle of the show, I wanted to ask him, how tall are you for real? Like,
yeah.
Like, honestly, like, they had so many short jokes that I was like, well, is it 5'3"? In my mind, I'm thinking all these crazy thoughts, right?
Right.
They going in on him. It probably is, 15, 16 guys going in on him.
Right.
I know 15, 16, maybe 5 of them said something really heartwarming and touching. This joker still almost cried at the end.
Yeah, oh, man.
Right.
Like MB saying, like, to him, they was showing love.
Yeah.
And people don't realize everyone's different, man. Some people could have been watching the show like, man, what kind of honor show is this? They just killing him. But that's his love language.
Right.
Yeah, but you know about linemen.
Yeah.
You know about linemen, they're usually the biggest, the strongest, but not always the most mature people in the locker room. So they always getting clowned. I'm like, man, you too big to be acting like that, but it's all good. It's fun, man. It just shows they close. Because you got it. Sometimes you got to go back with a person to joke with them like that. Some people take it. Yeah, they don't have that in them, And this new era is a little bit different. They're a little bit more sensitive. So you can't be talking about nobody's mama. And, they don't play that no more.
Right.
You got to know somebody from back then. But it's all in fun, man. I won't take nothing personal.
Yeah. And the thing about it, man, they talk about it's no limits in their conversation, man. Like Klew will tell you, man, that group chat that we created, the show started way before the show, right?
Okay.
Once we put that group chat together early in the week, shots was firing. Nobody was safe. Nobody was safe. They was coming at them, man.
They couldn't wait.
It was so funny, man. But it's just the love, and like you said, man. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Absolutely.
And Kehoe, man, that's why he can make it work, right? And I know, D, you're a teacher, and obviously we talk about this new generation of kids. Man, so sensitive, can be hard on. But Coach Kehoe, man, he's a coach for all generations, man, because they know that this dude's going to go the extra mile. Like Jesus, they go 2 miles. No, he's going 3 miles. He's going over and beyond trying to get these dudes to be their best. He's a coach in his true sense, right? And so they get it, and so they respect it, and they understand it. That's coming from a good place, that he has no hidden agendas. His goal is simply to make these dudes, like he was saying his own words, a werewolf, baby. He's trying to make the best of the best, man. I just love that dude, man.
Yeah.
Man, and let me throw MB up under the bus. He talked about the thread all week, the text thread all week long, right? The text chain rather. And MB made the mistake of putting part of our staff on there. I love Miss Sharon. I love Miss Sharon. Bless her heart.
So she got to see that.
Now we done got sent to HR together. You know what I mean? Like,
oh my God.
And we had to meet it. We had to go to human resources together. Off of all that foolishness, and neither one of us took part or had anything to do with it. But yet we still got to go sit in the HR.
That's good trouble.
This might be our last show. You talking about good show? We may be done.
Hey, I told Miss Sharon, I said, Miss Sharon, I'm sorry. Hey, apologize to your husband for me. This is the straight locker room talk going on.
Yeah.
And that's what it was, man.
I was like, golly, what was you thinking? Were you putting her name on there?
Hey, well now she knows, right?
What
Now
are you
she
trying
knows.
to expose her to?
Hey, D, if she don't have no big brother, she got something now.
Yeah, she know. Now she know.
Hey, but you know what? One thing though, Klew, man, is because you see like the heartbeat of Coach Kehoe, man, and a guy like that, man, he needs to be a lifer at University. This dude bleed on orange and green, man. You can't tell me, man, UM can't create a position for a guy like that. You want a guy like that to be around, man. He is so hilarious, so funny, man. He can work for the youth. Like, just work for the university, be an ambassador. Go talk to the boosters. Go talk to that. Man, they love him when he was a
hilarious.
Man.
Yeah.
They love him. So they need, man, Blake James, Manny Diaz, president of the university. Y'all need to go hire Arthur Francis Kehoe. I may do a protest until y'all hire. He bald head. I may keep a bald head until y'all hire.
Hey, look here, man. You already got an ambassador, Ed Reed. I'm finna start some foolishness.
And it's just football. He's football.
Okay. You talking about for the entire school?
Yeah, Kehoe can be ambassador for an entire school, man. He represent the youth. Matter of fact, they talk about Brandon, right? Well, the whole University of Miami. When I was there as a coach, they changed it. The whole University of Miami go by the youth. First, it was just related just to football, but that's the brand of the whole entire school. So
they had to.
Huh?
They had to jump on that train. That would be foolish.
That's what I'm saying. So if you want somebody to be your spokesperson like that, what's that do for Allstate? Allstate.
Yeah.
You know that do?
Yeah.
Signature personality.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's the guy creating position. Man, even though, all those offensive linemen, man, we can even raise some money to go into his salary to support that if they talking about they ain't got no money. We can get the Arthur Francis, Joseph Kehoe fund, right? We can create something just to pay for his salary, man. But that's the guy that the University of Miami needs to do something about it.
You heard MB start with his bank account first.
Hey, that's something. They keep calling and asking for money. I already donated some money to the program. I'll donate some money for that.
Well, there it is.
There you go. Let's get this thing started, baby.
Now let me talk about this before we move to this next segment. Double A on at the bottom of the screen, old Adam.
Hold on, Klew. I'm going at it right here. Hold on, Klew. Hey, I'm saying I'll put my money where my mouth is, right? Hey, University of Miami, Blake James, right? I got 5 G's for the Arthur Francis Joseph Kehoe Hire Fund right now. 5 G's, bet you.
That right. Flying for his 5 G's is for a private jet share. You know how it'll be. Hey, they said, hey, when we first started, they knew how to get to the NFL guys, NBA guys. They send them the whole private jet. For us, they were talking about private jet rentals. So that 5G for him to get the PA from PA to South Florida every week for the game. Now, Double A was talking about the story about Ed O, man. I thought that was hilarious too.
Oh, yeah.
When they said they lined up and went at it, and he drove him back and dumped him on his head. I'm sure them linemen went nuts by that, and the D lineman was hot.
Yeah, when he told me, I forgot all about that story, man. It made so much sense, man. I was like, oh yeah, I do remember that, man. Oh man, it was so funny, man. That's the thing about it, man. At UM, man, nobody was off limits, man. Nobody. Right. Coaches, it's a family atmosphere. Nobody was off limit, man. It was so fun, man. That's the thing, man. You have so much fun. It's a family atmosphere from the coaches, all right, to the players, to the staff. I mean, anybody that was part of the University of Miami program, it's a family, man. You're Canes for life. C4L, Canes for life, man. I'm telling you.
Look, I knew Deke wasn't gonna be able to handle us too much, man. We blowed him off the screen. We glad to have you back.
Oh man.
Hey, Lou. When I mentioned about the 5 G's, he's like, "No, cuz, don't do that." I gotta get disconnected, man.
Oh man. Hey, I didn't even hear that, man. I was talking, and next thing I know, I ain't there. But I'm back now.
No,
look, man, moving forward, man, listen, we had terrible news. There was 7 shots heard around the world.
Yeah.
With another shooting of an unarmed black male that the police weren't even called because of him. He was actually there to stop a disturbance, and had his kids in the car, and everybody know the story by now. But as our point to this, and MB, put together a great show tonight. Our point to this is to start talking about the leagues and what they did about it. The NBA, the WNBA, who y'all be talking about the NBA. They ain't even close to what the WNBA doing. The WNBA, right, let me veer off a little bit. WNBA
leaders
talking trash, and the woman paying them. They talking trash that they own. And she cutting checks, and they saying, "Look, sell this team. We don't want to be here." Like,
right. No, go ahead, D, jump in there.
Well, they've been doing it for years, trying to find equality with equal pay, and the salaries that they were making compared to what the men are making is ridiculous. It's not even comparable. So they was always in the forefront. They was always out there talking trash and bringing recognition to everything that's been going on. So with all these sports that's going on, that's boycotting or protesting a game or maybe a season, it just brings awareness. And that's what we got to do. We got to keep bringing awareness and keep the pressure to let people know, because people really don't know. So yeah, keep it going. Keep
let me delve in. I ain't gonna let y'all to hook that easy. What don't people know, D?
Oh,
what
man,
make you feel like they don't know?
There's some people that's part of the system that, I would just be straight. There's some whites that are in the communities, and they're getting up every day, going to work, paying their taxes, and sending their kids to school and going to church on Sundays, and they think they live in perfect without knowing that there's a system that's already there that puts other people to a disadvantage because they're not living that lifestyle. So we got to let them know, look, this is what's going on. It's just systematic and it's global. It's just not here in America.
Right.
But we got to let them know and let them wake up and figure out, start looking at the education system, start looking at the banks and the economics, and see that a certain group of people benefit, and a certain people got to work twice as hard to get it. And unless you're an athlete or, a business owner or something like that, doctor or lawyer, there's no equality, and a lot of them, some of them don't know that. Now, some, they definitely know that. So they definitely know that, but there's some people that don't know.
Right. Well, hey, Lou, don't be starting no trouble. I knew you trying to get my cousin going. Don't get my cousin.
Hey, look, look.
Don't you get him going, K. Lou. He can go now. He's the barrel, baby.
So you, as the NBA, NFL, MLB, WNBA, NHL, MLS are attacking this, MB, what should they do and not just shut up and tackle? You know what I mean? Why shouldn't they just shut up and tackle? Like, what, we just heard from you, Big Cuz D, that, they looking to these guys to do something. So what do you think should be, sports figures should be trying to do? And then at the same time, why aren't they just focused on what it is they've been paid to do?
Hey, man, that's the thing about what I like it, K. Lou, what we have been seeing this off season, right? Is that the athletes are using their power, they're using their influence, right? I think Magic Johnson said this when he said something about being a leader. He said a leader is about influence, right? And he said, when I look around and if I look back and I got guys following me, then now I'm a leader. I have influence. Hold on a second. Yes. Can y'all get him something to drink, guys?
Hey, listen.
Daddy, I need something to drink.
Hey, yes, sir. And they right here ignoring my boy, man. We take it to the streets around here. The street started in our crib, man. We super dads around here.
Y'all need to go to the car.
So sometimes some kids gonna jump up in here, and I know mine that did it. So
right. But Lou, that's what I'm saying, man. These players are finally realizing the power that they have. You see it on all levels. You see it right in the at college level, the players, the Big Ten, the Pac-12, you know, those guys making their voice heard, and it was like, man, they're woke. Like my cousin was talking about, they're woke. He talked about some white people out there, and they even contest. We talked about Coach Mark Trestman. He's like, man, I'm woke now. And the biggest difference between what happened in the past and what's happening now is that more white people are woke to the advantages that they have, and now they're able to see the disadvantage that black people have, because majority of black people, right, you know, we had what people labeled a big mentality. They labeled us, well, they're too lazy, too this. No, and they felt like we always had an excuse that we've been crying wolf. And now, because the light has been shined, unfortunately, because some innocent men have been tragically killed, that men and women have tragically killed to wake people's eyes up. Now the athlete is saying, look, man, they're taking that back. They see the Muhammad Ali, the people that came before them, the Bill Russells, the people who made the Jim Browns, the people that were civil rights activists during that time, right? Now they're saying, like the LeBron James and people saying, man, we got power and we using our influence. And you know what, Klew? That's one of the advantages of having the social medias, the Twitters, and the Facebook, because now you don't have to be a prisoner to the local newspaper or them. You can create your own platform with your own following. So now we taking the power from the newspaper, the media, because as you well know, the media can, in some media cases, they can shape the story that they want to shape, you know. But now the middleman is out. And now these guys are able to talk to the people directly and share how they feel. So I love what Milwaukee did, man. I love how they united together, say, look, hey, we already was hesitation about doing this bubble thing anyway, let's restart anything, because we didn't want this to get lost. And like you said, Klew, I was even questioning, like, okay, they set up, but what really impact they're going to have? And Klew, I was surprised how this thing snowballed effect, man. How, like you mentioned, it went from the NBA to the women NBA to Major League Baseball. Bro, you know it's power of hockey and soccer getting involved with it. I was like, oh, my God. You know that's
what I wanted to talk about. Obviously, piggybacking off of what you're saying, it moved, and it actually went to what D said, that white Americans now are waking up or awoke, because you talked about 3 leagues. I know MLB only has 7% black in their league, and then I'm sure NHL and MLS is less than that. Right. But so it goes back to D. But D, let me come at you with this. Are you skeptical at all? Do you believe it, or is being part of BLM now fashionable? Like, let me throw this sign on this window so y'all don't tell my story.
It's definitely.
Or watch this, D. Or what? Make sure I say I love BLM so y'all keep buying from me.
Yeah, well, you nailed it. That I'm very skeptical about that, because it always turns into something financial, and the finances doesn't come back to us. So yeah, that's definitely something. But you know, you got to look at this. All this protesting, this revolution, this movement that's going, we've been seeing it. Our grandparents been seeing it. Our babies need to see it. That way they keep the fight going, because they're going to stand up off of our shoulders, off of what LeBron and them is doing, and they're gonna keep making noise, and it's going to become known. And it's just not like, Mike, you mentioned the social media is a powerful tool, but it's these smartphones, because right away they could sit there and video it. And I think Will Smith is the one that said it, man.
No doubt.
It hasn't just happened. It's just being televised.
Exactly.
Now you see it. But Klew, to add on to what you said, man, I am skeptical, but at the same time, I got to be optimistic and see that this is a movement that everybody's buying into, and there has to be positives in that. We got to find a positive in that. What's going to happen is really up to us. We got to keep pushing. We got to keep making it relevant, because after George Floyd, I didn't want things just to simmer down.
Right.
And, of course, the cops helped out with that. They still doing what they do. And we're still in that same place. And people are becoming more aware.
Well, MB, Jaylen Brown, along with this vein, talk to us about what Jaylen Brown thought.
Yeah, no problem. He felt like it was just for show. He felt like, we was talking about barbecue to mildew, right? And barbecue, like, I'm gonna do something about it. Mildew, just what it is. I ain't doing nothing. He felt like the owners just talking out the side of their neck. They were just trying to get them to what? Oh yeah, hey, we're gonna do this. We're gonna open up all our arenas to make voting easy, right? And then only one person, one arena based on Jaylen Brown is falling through. So it's just like the presidential election.
I think it's Houston. I think it's the Rockets.
Oh, it's the Rockets. Okay, it's just like the election, right? Right. The president's candidates. We just had the Republic convention and all that stuff, and everybody's saying what they're gonna do, and they're making promises. But when it's time to follow through, when the rubber meets the road, man, it's not going through. And that's what Jaylen is saying. He's saying, man, you told us you was gonna do this to get us the restart. Now we restarted. Now you reneging on that. So he's not as excited thinking, or he's not optimistic that something's going to go, that it's going to be lasting change. But you got to keep demanding, and that's what I'm saying. You got to keep demanding. You got whatever you tolerate, you encourage, and we got to stop tolerating. We got to hold people accountable. And if they're not going to do it, then we got to. I love the fact that they're putting action with power. They're putting their money where their mouth is, and literally a lot of guys could be sacrificing dollars, and it's a big sacrifice, but at the end, man, it's worth it.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I think back to my old boy Christopher Williams, that sung a song said, "Promises, they don't keep."
Yeah, they broken promises. They've been doing it for years. Huh?
Yeah. So look here though, the Seahawks Seattle coach Pete Carroll, who is a very outspoken guy. He jumped out there, man, and he don't care. He's always been like that. If you follow him in his career, he's always been brash. He's always been up front. He's always been fired up. And it seems like, even with the George Floyd situation, we had him on the show, and he took the time that was a show that had nothing to do with that and spoke on it as well back then. So this is a guy that's serious about it. He's woke. He's been around and recruiting us for his entire career. He's been around young black males his entire career. So it's a little bit different from him. But MB, let's talk about what Pete Carroll said, man.
Yeah, I think Klew, you know what? Pete's always been, but my cousin's from California, and he went from New York, right, to California, so he can tell you the difference in the personality. If you had to stereotype people from New York and people from California, right? People from California, the tendency laid back, everything cool, right? Surfer dude, attitude. And Pete is no different, real laid back, cool with everybody, right? But the thing about it, even within this, right, I see Pete's being woke, right? Even those who typically you wouldn't stereotype them as being if we had to stereotype the South, you see somebody redneck, a certain thought's gonna come in mind. While California people are naturally more liberal, I think Pete has been woken even more, right?
Right.
To the equality, the discrimination. I think, and he would admit it that, man, he's seeing some stuff that's like just open his mind up even more than anything else can do. That he's seeing a big picture. He finally see. I call it Klew, it's that 69 view. Meaning, like if I put a 6 on the ground and you stand on the top of it, I stand on the bottom of it, you're gonna see a 9. I'm gonna see a 6, right? And I think Pete now, with this thing's happening, now they're able to trade places and have empathy. Right now, he really see what his counterpart, his black counterpart, the struggle and the injustice that was going on. I think what happened, and like I said earlier, now people have empathy. They finally see it because now it's been turned around. It's a different viewpoint, and now he's woke to that, man.
But I think guys like, and I'm gonna throw this to you, D, but guys like Pete Carroll, I really think Mark Cuban, We had Bill Polian on the show that was very outspoken with some ideas and things.
Mark Trestman.
Those are the guys that somehow need to link up and take charge, because they're more talking about action.
Yes.
You know,
that's that Bruce Arians.
Yeah, the fact that you saying you understand me ain't gonna help me. Right. And then you got corporate America that's throwing money at an issue again. Yeah. I don't think that helps it as well. But D, talk to us about how you feel, our white counterparts and white leaders, what should they be doing during this time?
Hey, you know what? Hey, Lou, can I jump in this?
No, you can't jump in there. I throw it to D. You done you twice.
Hey, the bottom line is you got to put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
Here, you got to put your money where your mouth is. So they've been making promises forever, for 400 years, man. So these new leaders right now, you guys got connections with the government. You got people's numbers in your back pocket, in your phone. Call them up. Start some movements. Follow through with what your words are. Put your money where your mouth is. That's really what it comes down. Put up or shut up. If you can't do that, then move aside and let somebody else do it. But you got to be worried about if all the coaches aren't talking the same language, the problem is still there. We need all the NFL coaches, all the NBA coaches, MLS, all of them to say the same thing. If they're not saying the same thing, then, the battle is still uphill.
Well, I'm going to jump in there and get the MB. I want them to be them. I don't want you being phony about the situation. If you Jerry Jones and you know that ain't what you should, be quiet, because quit trying to pull him to a party he don't want to go to. MB, go ahead. I'm going to let you have this last one, and we need to move on to the third segment.
I appreciate it. Hey, you know what? I remember in preparation of the show that we did, Klew, how to improve black mobility from the sideline to the front office in professional sport. In my preparation for the show, I forgot who told me this because I want to give him the credit. He said it's not good saying that I'm not racist. You got in this environment because of it's not a level field, you got to say I'm anti-racist, meaning I'm against equality, I'm against all this stuff. I got to go the other way like the room.
That was Coach Trestman.
I got to go the other way. I got to be intentional now when it's not required for me being intentional. I can't just meet the minimum of the Rooney Rule. I got to be like, I don't care right, wrong, or difference. I got to be like the Redskins. The Washington football team. I got to hire the first black president. I got to be like Bruce Aaron down in Tampa Bay and say, not only am I going to have one coordinator, I'm going to have all three coordinators. I'm going to be like the Pittsburgh Steelers who created the Rooney Rule, and they was because they created Rooney Rule, they in their mindset they would say, I'm a hire black and I ain't turning back. It's got to be that type of mindset from the owners, right? It's got to be, you know what, when it's new sales, when a team comes available, I got to be like, you know what, this is going to be for a black owner, majority owner, Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. If the Major League Baseball don't want to give them ownership, we will. This is what I'm talking about. You got to blow up the minimal diversity plan, and you got to go the other way, because right now it's not a level playing field. It's proven. So if you want to do it, if you truly committed about doing right, then we got to go the other way. Like the president of Chicago Cubs, he said, man, I'm guilty. I've been hiring people who look like me and sound like me. Now I got to do something about it. I got to be intentional now. You can't say that.
Hey, your cousin waved at you, Mike. She just walked through. There she is. She's doing.
How you doing, girl? What's up, First Lady?
Thank you.
Hey, but I gotta be intentional, Klew, right? And say no matter what, I gotta put my money where my mouth is. And just like we learned, this is good for business. This is good. This is good. This one thing that we learned, we know black people have black spending power, and we gotta demand that we don't want to settle for the crumbs anymore. We want to be in position, that power to make change We want to be on that 50,000 feet level, sit at the executive table, right, where decisions are being made to impact not just only us, but everybody else involved, where we create real change.
Yeah, because if we're not at the table, we're on the menu.
Right.
Absolutely.
Come on. If we're not on the table, we're on the menu.
Right.
I love it.
And as we move forward, going to this next segment, definitely I want to shout out Bruce Arians, and he made he ruffled a few feathers with his comments. But this is where the news go wrong. They said he said, marching doesn't do anything, but they didn't get the bigger context of what he said. What he said was he's about action. He's trying to tell his players go do something.
Yes.
Hey, let them march while we actually do something. So that makes sense where MB stressed before he had two black offensive and defensive coordinators. He had
three. He got special team coordinator too.
Oh, coordinator. Oh, okay.
He got three coordinators.
Yeah.
Three of them. Right. And
so that's the action.
Go ahead.
That's the action that he's speaking of. So we had a little basketball. We did stop. We hit pause for the calls for the another senseless shooting of a black man. And the NBA players thought about shutting it down. They had a meeting. It got heated. And guess who came to the party, man?
Ooh.
News reports let out. Man, I read this before I got on. Chris Paul and LeBron called over Rock, baby.
Right.
They called the President Obama, man.
Oh, he got handles.
Yeah, and asked him what should we do, and he basically delivered the message. Hey, y'all have a platform, use it.
Yes.
Use the platform. So they went back in the meeting, and I know the Clippers and the Lakers were the two teams that walked out from the beginning. Said we done, we going to the crib. Yeah. But they came back and spoke, and everybody kind of made it, they had the owners, had a call with the owners, the owners told them some things, and this is what Jaylen Brown like, look, man, I ain't trying to hear that no more. Right. But, the owners were able to kind of make some commitments, players make some commitments, and they're moving along. But we talking about basketball now, man. The Milwaukee Bucks went ahead and took care of them Orlando Magics. I don't even know if that's worth talking about. D, you got anything to say about it?
Oh man, what? There's a lot of pressure on them from what's going on in their old city, and I'm glad they got the win just because of that. But this basketball thing, this bubble thing, it looked like you watching your homies play in the gym without the fans. It just seems to be something different, man. But at the same time, they're still playing. And
see, you like your cuz, D. You didn't grow up hooping. I grew up hooping too. Hey, for us, it looked like a AAU tournament. That's all it looked like. I
like to see the fans and get it, the energy, the playoff.
That's what I'm telling you. For us, it looked like the Ballers. It looked like it is an AAU tournament, man. Because they'll be watching a game and show Doc Rivers watching. You see what I'm saying? And he ain't playing yet. That's what happens at AAU tournaments. You actually get to scout other teams. You get to see them real time. Y'all come in. You win your game, and then y'all go in the stands and watch the next game. See all that kind of cool stuff you can do, man. Yeah. OKC, man, got blown out by the Rockets, man. Now the Rockets up 3-2. MB, anything on my boy James Harden?
Hey, man, James Harden, I'm talking about Westbrook, baby. Westbrook came back, Harden is a beast, and Harden was holding it down till he got my boy Westbrook. So now Westbrook back. You can, kiss the baby goodbye. Bye, Felicia. It's over.
Yeah.
Put a wrap in it. All right, okay. Go ahead.
They were hitting their shots. Houston was a lot. But Westbrook only had 7 points. And that, I'm not reading too much into that. But he's gonna have to work himself back into the groove of the team. But I still think this one going 7, man.
No, bro. Listen.
I think this is over. And then the Lakers gonna play, and you'll see who's gonna win that game. You just never know.
You jumping the gun, bro.
What?
You jumping the gun.
Hey,
you talking?
Lakers versus.
Sounded right.
Hey man, I'm not a Lakers fan. I'm a diehard Knicks fan. I know. So there's no favoritism, but obviously the Lakers are there, and it looks like Houston gonna be there too, and it's gonna be between them two. We're gonna see what happens.
Hey, Klew, look, I understand Westbrook didn't have the production, but you got to understand, just his presence alone create more spacing.
Correct. Yeah. You're right.
And even though he didn't have in the production, it's up in the stat line, but just the presence alone and him his former team, hey, it creates space, it put more pressure, and it opens up things for everyone else. So to me, that's the Westbrook factor. Just the fact he's back, I think kiss the baby, it's over, man. It's over.
No, I think it's over, all right, but it's over for another reason. Portland Trailblazers go ahead and call it a day against my Lakers. And I'm kind of sad for Dame, man, because I thought Dame had another win in it. Of course, he didn't play this game, and at that point, MB, when we had the show on last Wednesday and figured that out that he wasn't gonna play, then I kind of told you it was a wrap for them, and my prediction wasn't gonna come true because Dame gone, and that's what happened. We completely dominated the whole game, and AD played like AD that I wanted to see the entire time. Now going against
he's the problem. He's the problem, right?
Yes, sir.
He's the problem.
Here we go, moving to this next series that you guys are foreseeing against Houston. And I say it's a sweep. It don't matter who on the menu, man. It's a wrap now because everybody keeps forgetting, man, that the Lakers was number one in the West. Second best overall record in the NBA. Not the Clippers. And now we get to play either a super small ball team or another small team. It doesn't matter. We just too big. We going to be too aggressive because we can move with our big, a la AD. And I think this a done deal.
I go ahead, D. You want to take over?
Man, he brought it up. He's just preaching. He was making it seem like I was going in on the Lakers, but you just endorsed them for the rest of the year.
I did that at the beginning.
The red carpet for the Lakers, man. That's why he said, "Wait a minute, you going jumping the gun?"
Mike, he wanted to say it. That was it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Don't you talk about this, man.
Hey, look,
let you do that for me. That's me.
Yeah.
And a new series started. The Toronto Raptors finally got their first L to the Boston Celtics. I think this one's going 7, but I like Toronto. I think they'll regroup. What do you think, MB?
Okay, hold on. Let me go back to that Lakers thing.
Ain't no need to talk about it. What you gonna talk about that for, man? We already know what's gonna happen.
I think the Lakers definitely gonna win, but I don't think it's gonna be a sweep because Westbrook got too much heart. Right? And that dude, he been sitting on the sideline, he ready to go, and he's a problem. All right, AD's a problem. Right now, they're superstars. Nobody can match up with each other's superstars. Nobody in the Rocket organization, right, can stop AD or LeBron. And then on the flip side, nobody on the Lakers, right, can stop Westbrook and Harden. It's all a problem. So
they're gonna get this.
Lakers are gonna win.
Your heart, man.
We'll see. I think they're going to win, but it's not going to be a sweep. All right.
I want you to remember this compound word, mismatch.
Hey, I want you to remember too on the same mismatch.
Okay.
Mismatch.
Okay. Listen.
Who's gonna deal with Kuzma?
No, this one I want you to remember. MB.
They better hope Rondo come back. Who's gonna deal with Westbrook? Who's gonna deal with James Harden?
You're thinking too much about football, and you think about how many points we gonna give up. This is basketball. All we gotta do is win. So I just want you to keep that in mind as both of them hit 30 points and still lose. So I want you to keep that in mind because you never heard me say we're gonna stop them. You never heard me say anything like that. But we're gonna win. It's just, you know what I mean? Like,
and I agree. But
that's
you said
what I'm
a
talking
sweet.
about.
Hey, remember, you said a sweet, and I said it's not going to be no sweet.
We bringing the broom.
Hey, listen, if you can give Dame, right, 2 games with Dame, right, I definitely get 2 games out of Westbrook and Harden. Definitely.
Okay.
No, make it competitive.
Dame on another level. I don't think y'all realize how great Dame is.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you saying Dame is better than Westbrook or Harden? They not on that same level?
James Harden is scoring wise. Westbrook ain't even close. But of course, James Harden loses you on
one season removed from averaging a triple-double during the season.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know. So
he's the problem.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, but Dame is better. That's all. You asked me the question. I'm answering it. Dame is better than Russ, but James Harden is a better scorer than Dame. I think James Harden is the best scorer in basketball, though. So, you know, like I ain't tripping. Like I know I'm looking at it and understand what it is, but I'm just letting you know Dame is underrated, man. And at some point he gonna go ahead, you know, we might work a deal to get him over here, and then y'all gonna see, because you know us, baby. We stay on top. We gonna make moves.
Yeah, hey. I don't know. I wouldn't sign off on Dame is better than a healthy Russell Westbrook. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't think that. I wouldn't. It's a coin flip. I wouldn't just give Dame the title like he's better. I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't do that. No.
Yeah, he better than both of them to me because he sells out on both ends of the court, and he's better offensively than, like I said, than Westbrook. And we all know James Harden don't play in the defense. So
I
don't think that's the argument at all. So moving on.
In your opinion, I don't agree with that. But you talking about Boston and Toronto? Yeah, Boston. I'm surprised.
You don't agree with James Harden not playing defense?
No, I don't agree with Dame.
Shots fired. Fired.
Yeah, I don't believe Dame is a better player than a healthy Russell Westbrook. I think they both the same. It's a coin flip. I wouldn't give it to Dame. I think Dame was a better scorer, got better better shooter, long range, better scorer. But Westbrook, I mean, this dude is a beast.
He got his energy, his motor, his energy.
So much beast.
Unbelievable.
I'm taking Westbrook. I mean, both of them got hard. Both of them, but Westbrook is.
I'm gonna just throw this out there. Dame's just proven that he can win. He's a winner. I don't think Russell is, and I know. Give me all the excuses.
Winner. How far Dame to the Portland Trailblazers? I don't remember them ever being the.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The fact that they get into that. All right, go ahead. Start naming people on this team.
Who on Portland Trailblazers?
Yeah,
T.J. McConnell, Carmelo Anthony, right? What's my dude? They trade the center from Portland Trailblazers. He got more support than
any All-Stars.
Any other years.
No,
right? He got
no All-Stars. He's the only one that goes from his team.
What?
He's the only one that goes All-Stars from his team.
Bro, Russell Westbrook, right? When he was at OKC, right? Just recently, when they traded all their superstars, what other All-Star they had to do that look like?
And they lost and didn't go to the playoffs.
And
they lost and didn't go to the playoffs. And they was losers.
Because of Russell Westbrook.
I'm just saying. I get
somebody around.
I get what you're saying, but they lost like that. Dame winning like that.
Winning what? What did Dame win?
Going to the playoffs.
He beat them last year. Right, he beat them head up.
You can only match them up where they are, MB, and you poo-point on that, but Russell couldn't do that.
Russell average a triple-double.
That's what you keep, but we talking about winning. No, winning.
He won more games than Dame.
No, like one went to the playoffs with nobody 2 years in a row, and the other one didn't. That's all I'm saying.
Portland beat him head up in the playoff when he won the shot to beat him. They beat him, but I'm just saying.
And my bad. And they had your other superstar, Paul George. I'm glad you reminded me of that. And he beat both of them.
check this out. Westbrook was in the finals, 40 points against the Heat. You sleeping on Westbrook?
No. That was Kevin Durant's team. So again, like I'm talking about apples to apples, MB. Apples to apples. Dame has done more with nothing than Russell has. That's all I'm stating. If you want to go, and so that's why I'm not calling him the same winner as Dame is. That's what I'm stating. You going to stuff that's not producing a win. He's not making it to the playoffs when he had nobody, and Dame has.
Hey, Klew, don't sleep. Hey, listen, Dame always had somebody with him. He had he had LaMarcus Aldridge, who was an all-star player who ended up going to San Antonio. He's always had somebody. He got Westside with him right now. He's got Carmelo Anthony out of rebirth. He got CJ McCollum.
You called him a rebirth?
He's a beast. CJ is a beast. Carmelo Anthony restarted his career. He found the role that fits him. CJ McCollum is a beast. He's a player, right?
Not an all-star, man.
Man, Robin. I mean, Westside
was playing with a superstar, and who put him out?
Man,
Westbrook a superstar. Westbrook a superstar.
Go to the next one, man.
Westbrook a superstar.
Hey, this is like being in a barbershop, man.
As
barbershop argument.
As we move forward, we talking about QB battles, barbecue and mildew. Who wins with New England at the quarterback position?
Come on, man. Cam.
Yeah.
It's Cam's job to lose, man. If he stays healthy, that's all he got to do. Yeah, and I think didn't Stidham get hurt? Didn't the quarterback get hurt or something?
Yeah, he can't win a job in the training room. The other guy's already hurt.
Yeah, so that's why he got him. You know, that's why he got him. And if he's healthy, there's nothing like Cam out there.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I can't agree with both of y'all more.
Yeah, and I think also with New England and the creativity, right? I mean, this is where Bill Belichick, where he earned his paycheck, if there's such a thing, right? The one thing about him, right? They do a great job of understanding the talent and designing their offense or designing their system to take advantage of what their players do well. And he's consistently he's not like a vanilla system. They're going to match their system up with what Cam can do well. So it's not like Cam trying to run their particular offense. No, they're smart enough to say, you know what, we're going to put in plays that's going to showcase your ability. And when Cam, to me, it's Cam all the way barbecue, and the staff is going to barbecue, and you're going to see the creativity that comes from Bill Belichick and the staff. He's going to be calling Urban Meyer, Urban, what plays you got? He's going to be called, he'll call what's the offensive coordinator, Gus Malzahn, the head coach down at Auburn, who or Nick, I think Nick Chuzik was the guy when Cam won it in college. He's going to call.
No, it was Gus.
Gus was the offensive coordinator then?
Yeah. You're right.
Head coach, but he's going to call certain plays, and he's going to talk to Cam. Cam, what plays you like? And they're going to put those plays in to fit what Cam do well. So I love it. I think it's Cam head down. He's going to barbecue, and the other guy going to sit on the bench and mildew, baby.
Yeah. Well, and he got an O-line. An O-line.
How about Chicago, man?
Ooh.
I'm going to go with that's a hard one, man, because Foles show up. And then you got Trubisky. He comes in. When he got pressure, he usually shines a little bit. So I don't really know, man. That's a hard one. That's a hard one to go. Is what they said. Trubisky's in the lead right now, slightly. He's improving from last year, but Foles is big time.
Yeah, I don't think it's close. I'm gonna go with Nick Foles. Yeah, I know what you're reading, and that's because he's a first round number
Second
2
pick. Yeah.
And that's why he lead. It ain't hard. But Nick Foles, when it all boils down to it, they're gonna want to compete. They're gonna want to win games. It's gonna end up being Nick Foles.
Yeah, and I would go with Trubisky, but just the fact because they gave up so much assets to get him and to put him in there, and they kept Don Kingham all last year, right? And now it's slimmered down a little bit, but I think they still gonna turn over every stone, and then you know what, Klew, this is where the disadvantage come in not having preseason games, right? Because, it's one thing because the comfort level going through the defense and going through that, right? I think that's going to give Trubisky the edge in that regards, right? Because it's a comfort level, but it's under the bright lights. It's when you playing against the opponent where it's not scripted, right? It's not like Coach Gordon, it's like those things where you can't script, where you can't manage. So I think right now Trubisky will win, but it's going to be on a short leash.
Okay, and I'm going to agree with you. I know I said Foles, but I was speaking in that terms. Yes, Trubisky's going to win the job, but I don't think this leash we'll probably all going to disagree with how short that leash going to be. Exactly. Because in the NFL and these times in this situation, they're going to need results right now. No doubt. It might be game 2 is what I'm saying. It's like, hey, look, man, this ain't what we thought it was.
Hey, it might be the second series. Oh no,
right, man. And then MB, that was brilliant assessment talking about the lack of preseason games because the last people on the list is Miami. Right. So I'm gonna start with you. So you can go ahead and say the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing now. And then also with Tua, right? We got Tua's coming off a major injury, right? He hurt his hip. So right now it's Fitzpatrick all the way until Tua can show that he's healthy. But I think Fitzpatrick now, man, and speaking of Fitzpatrick, I think he lost his mother during these times.
Man, he did. Right.
So obviously we want to pray and hope, that I don't know how you say all is well with that. How can all be well, man? When the old folks say, man, you don't know what it is to live until you lose your mother, And God, man, that's tough. So just prayers out for him and his family as they navigate through that. But I think with Fitzpatrick, man, I think it's his job, obviously. And then his is, I would say, is more of a if they do have the season, his is going to be a short lease based on the team result. If the team is not doing well based on the record, then they're going to say, you know what, let's go ahead and get Tua going, get them ready for next year, But if they're winning and is doing well, right, as a team, I think they'll stick with it.
D, go ahead and jump in there.
Hey, protect your investment. Put them on the bench for a year. Let them learn the system. Let them figure it out and get healthy because that hip thing that was a pretty significant injury. And them college boys are big, but those NFL players, they bigger. And protect them. Let Fitz go out there. Fitz magic. I had him on fantasy a couple of years ago. He gave me like 40 points, like 3 games in a row. So he got a little magic in him. He could carry him.
Yeah,
man, I'm agree with you, D. I say they need to sit him for 2 years. The first year, just injury wise. Just make sure he's 1,000% ready to go. The second year, it would be his learning because I think they gave Fitz a bigger what they bring him in for, MB?
I don't know if they gave. Say it again. Say it again.
I said, how much did they pay him? Didn't he come? He was there last year and they paid him. I thought.
Yeah, I don't know if they paid him insignificant money. He did come in last year. But they brought him in with it being a stopgap in mind. I mean, I know initially they were trying to get Teddy Bridgewater in the same situation. Teddy didn't want to go for it. He decided to stay at New Orleans. So I don't think they paid. They put it this way. They ain't paying him no significant amount of money where they can't eat that, and move.
Well, yeah, and I'm not saying that because they don't care about that anyway when they bring in a first-round quarterback like that. But I'm just saying, I hope for Tua's sake, this is a 2-year transition.
Yeah.
Not that I'm trying to make any guesses on how they gonna do it. Right. If you ask me to guess by the NFL, he playing this year. Okay, if you want me to guess on what's gonna happen, whether it's barbecue or mildew, but I hope they go mildew on him, and it's a 2-year process instead of it being the right way.
I don't know if they can do that. I think it'll take a perfect storm, and I think if Fitzpatrick is doing their thing and pulling the. Let me pull the page of Ryan Tannehill, right? In a sense, the way he rebirthed his career and do it like Tannehill did, come back and all that. Obviously, then now you'll do it because there's no rush to play him, But I don't know if they're not having the success and whatnot. I don't know if they can wait that long. Because
I ain't saying they will. And again, if you ask me to put money on it, I'm saying they going with him now. Okay, halfway through the season, they make the transition. But I'm thinking they should go a year just because of his injury, and then next year treat it like he was already ready to go, and then work him in like that. So
he'll learn the system.
How I want to see it.
Yeah. Hey, Adam asked a question. They could have. Yeah, Adam, I'm talking about the year before, not this past off season with Teddy Bridgewater, but the previous off season. Teddy was also a free agent, and the Dolphins trying to get him to be that stopgap year, and he's like, "Nah, I'm gonna stay at the Saints," you know. And then now, so I'm not talking about this past off season. I'm talking about the year before.
And as we end, you guys just wanted to acknowledge the deaths of Chadwick Boseman, Cliff Robinson, and Coach Lou Olson. So Wakanda forever.
Yeah.
It's been a long year, man. It's been a long year. A lot of adversity, but we just got to stick together. What else we gonna do? We got to stick together. Those were major losses. Man, that's one of the greatest actors, and he's so ahead of his time. I was reading how he was in All My Children.
Wow.
And he got fired because they asked him to play a role that was outside of the character that he wanted. There's a certain character image that he wanted to portray for Black people on screen. And they let go of him, and they brought in Michael P. Jordan. He's the one that came in and filled his role, and that's where their friendship began. I didn't know that. I just read that this morning, but it just blew me away that he was always on this type of level of being a positive influence. And, now people are going to be watching his movies and stuff because they didn't know all the work that he's done.
Right.
Now it's so sad, but see, now you got me thinking about Michael B. Jordan. What you want me to go play? Yes, boy.
You're so silly, Klew.
I guess I walked into that one. Huh?
Yeah. I hope that's the real story. You got me putting him on blast.
Hey, another thing that people didn't know, obviously, with Chadwick Boseman, we want to acknowledge, Uncle Cliff, right? A Portland Trail Blazer, played a long time, came out with the headband doing it, man. He was before his time too. He was a stretch four before they knew what a stretch four was, And then also obviously with Coach Olsen, man, his impact that he had at Arizona, as far as the NBA players, the pipeline he created with that program as well. But then they'll just talking about it. Chadwick Boseman, man, as far as like you mentioned, cuz about the actor he was, he's the one. Ironically, Major League Baseball just celebrated Jackie Robinson Day last week, and unfortunately, obviously, Chadwick Boseman played Jackie Robinson, played in the movie 42, and did an outstanding job with the other long list of things that you talked about. Now, one thing that got me and my wife was telling me this, and my wife was saying this. Now, he kept this thing under wraps, Klew.
Yeah.
I mean, he was battling colon cancer since 2016?
Correct.
Yeah.
Right? And man, it didn't show at all, right? Meaning in its performance. And then the thing about it, man, to keep this under wraps, and then this broke my heart. I don't know if it's true. I was telling my daughter to send it to me, but my wife was saying how they was attacking him because he was losing weight on social media and he had to delete their response, but yet he still didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
Just that when you talk about the character of D, I talk about that, how when so quick on social media, man, somebody come at you, shots fired, I'm coming back at you. Right. And he had every reason to come back at him, but he took it.
Yeah.
If that's true, man, that's what you talk about, character. And for me being a Christian, I heard somebody say, man, he was a Christian. I was like, man, it's like he was silenced before his accuser didn't say nothing, that he went out the way with his dignity.
The way he wanted to go.
With the way he wanted to go. He wanted to, just like you say, man, just the roles. He knew the role that he wanted to play going out, how he was going to deal with this. And it was just, I just commend and I just pray for his family, because truly, man, I mean, the world lost a great man.
Yeah. No more suffering. No more suffering.
No more suffering, man. And what? Wakanda forever, baby.
Wakanda forever.
And they was saying, I know they was talking about, they was supposed to come out with a new Black Panther, right? My kid.
I can play it. I can play it.
They was like, man, they can't do no more Black Panther. It's over. Don't do it.
I can play it. Jay McKenzie don't do it like that, man. I ain't even got to get in shape for the role. I'm there already.
You already there, huh?
You know, hey, listen, man. I know y'all love Chadwick and all that, but you know good and well he ain't whoop Michael B. Jordan, man. If I get on there, then y'all know it. Yeah, I man. Listen, well, we appreciate y'all ballers for coming in to watch us, man. We enjoyed the show. Thanks again, DB. For coming and hollering at us from MB and K.
Had a good time. Thank you for having me.
We're glad you came, D. West Side?
West Side,
y'all. Taking it to the streets version of Sideline, the baseline, and we are gone, y'all.
Out, baby.